Jon Gordon's not returning any of my calls, so he's pissed off about the letters that we sent. I'm sure part of it is there's a he said, she said going on, because I am sticking to the fact that they knew this movie was gonna cost more than $1 million. That's probably why they're pissed, because I'm calling them out, you know, and I'm about to just go in my office and call everybody, and I'm just gonna say to everybody, look, I don't understand, we're just getting a brick wall. Nobody's calling us back, nobody's saying anything, we did exactly what you asked, you wanted a budget of $1 million and what would have to be cut, and we wrote it down.
In the emails, pretty much what I was writing was, this is Sophie's choice. I can't choose between 1976 and Chicago, because they're both so important. I need them both. And Miramax, you have to understand that.
Chris and Pete had both sent memos to me and other people at Miramax criticizing the studio in a way that I think was sort of meant to tug at everyone's heartstrings. It's very easy to point your finger at the studio and say that they corrupt the creative process.
My gut instinct is that we're about to get a real bad piece of news.
Project Greenlight launched a competition for amateur filmmakers. After a lengthy selection process, Pete Jones, a struggling writer from Chicago, was chosen as the winner and given the chance to fulfill his dreams, directing a feature film based on his script. Chris Moore, Ben Affleck, and Matt Damon are producing it. Miramax Films has put up a $1 million budget and will release it in theaters. Now, Pete must direct his movie. This is Project Greenlight.
You should hear this. Matt Damon's response to the budget memo.
Hey Chris, it's Matt. I just got this back about Stolen Summer. It looks like a joke to me, you know, that they actually are saying these kind of things. This is the kind of budget cut thing I would write if I were just trying to play a practical joke on direct. So I'm on your team here. Bye.
End of message.
That's genius.
Message erased.
I was like so astonished that I was laughing when I read this. We wrote budgets for the 10 movies where they said, you know, this is what this movie will cost, this is what this will cost, and we're fine with all of that. You know, we just want to make the movie good. And then they turn around and they say, well, now that we picked this movie and we agreed upon $2.5 million to make this movie, to make it the way it should be made, here's how we can make it for $1 million.
If they stick with that, I will get in a conference call with them and pretty much start crying. But the story I wrote is the story I wrote, and I'm not being callous with their money.
Nobody else at Miramax really has the power to break a deal that they've made by $1 million, but Harvey.
Right.
Right?
Have they talked to him? Is Harvey continuing to say no, or just no?
From what I understand, nobody's talked to him.
The hard part about Miramax is that you really got to get Harvey. He's like the man behind the curtain, because if you can get behind the curtain and talk to Harvey, decisions get made extremely fast.
You may want to consider a letter to Harvey.
Oh yeah, I'll consider anything.
And then we'll include that maybe with this budget memo, and we'll make Harvey make the decision.
Blood and sweat will be on that letter.
I know there's a name game that they're playing. Joan Allen, Emma Thompson, who passed.
Right.
I think the casting process is right on schedule. We've had enough right people come in, people that are right for the roles. Sean Penn will hear.
It's a long shot on that.
Yeah.
Hail Mary. But
right.
It's worth
But
it.
Aidan Quinn, they're prepped and ready to go with that.
Okay. So it's just a question of him reading it and saying yes.
Right.
Sean Penn is pretty much a pass. So Miramax is ready to go to Aidan.
Okay.
You happy with it?
Yep.
Chris is happy with it, isn't he?
Yep.
Should we run it by him, or are we good to go?
We're good to go.
Yeah,
Hey,
well,
babe.
Hi, yeah.
I'm still here. I've got to write a letter to Aidan Quinn.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna eat without you.
Who loves you the longest time?
You.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Alright. Let's recycle that Sean Penn letter. How do you spell Aidan Quinn? Is it A-I-D?
A-I-D-A-N.
Are you sure about it?
I'm pretty sure about it.
I just want
Yeah, we can't mess
to. I
up
want
his
to
name.
not misspell his name.
Johnny Gordon,
Chris Moore.
I hear I owe you some apology.
No, where does that come from? I'm not mad at you.
The email said, I got your memos and I have real problems with them.
My respectful reaction to the series of memos that we got yesterday
is I was sort of just a little taken aback because, I mean, you make these concessions on big budget movies. Pearl Harbor, that was one of the most expensive movies that a studio ever made on its own, and those guys had to make cuts to get the movie made.
So what are we gonna do, dude?
But I think we have to talk about scaling down maybe in some areas of the production, the reality of how to get the movie made. If we can't shoot in Lake Michigan and you've got
Shoot
to
at a swimming pool instead.
Okay, just out of curiosity, to shoot in a swimming pool, does that mean we would shoot in a swimming pool and fake it as if it were a lake?
No. Swimming pool is...
No, you adapt it to the location you have.
So you cut out the whole danger element.
The idea of putting them in a pool was bullshit. It's an element of the story of the kids on a journey and breaking the rules. You know, it's a lot harder to swim in Lake Michigan than it is in your local pool.
What's sometimes tough is the studio is portrayed as this faceless villain who, why are you not letting the filmmakers achieve their vision, and how come you're not, you know, how could you not give Pete Jones every cent that he needs to make this movie? And you know, Pete was getting a tremendous opportunity, and that's the way the business works, no matter if you're making $1 million movie or a $135 million movie.
How you feeling?
Not good.
Yeah?
I got a pit in my stomach, and Cheetos is the only thing that can fill that pit. I feel like they hate me. I think they want to see me cry, and I will cry. It doesn't take much.
You know what's happening budget-wise and all that stuff? Maybe. Do you want to talk to Pete? Should we get Pete in here?
Yeah, sure. Where is he? Would we just keep Pete under a table somewhere or something? Bring in Pete.
How you doing?
Fill me in from where you're at in terms of like, what do you want that you're not getting here?
Fairly, they said, look, every movie can be made for more money, blah, blah, blah. There's things here like you can have less kids in scenes, you could combine a bunch of locations. Because it's 2 8-year-olds, you don't have a whole lot of leeway on time, so you're trying to get the full 5 hours of shooting with the kids.
Do they have to be, they can just be short. Little Irish midget, little Jewish midget, they convert each other. I think we found a solution. All right, so the kids gotta go like 4 hours a day, no, 6 hours a day at work.
5 or that, whatever. The amount of time you have to spend when you only have 20 days to shoot the movie. I mean, here's the problem.
They can't make it. No one can make the decision.
Right. And
They all agree. They just are like, you're not getting more money.
They're not allowed to say yes.
And they're not letting us sort of go to Harvey and make the passion plea.
They're not letting us. This is bullshit.
I'm getting the total runaround. We gotta have a meeting. None of that shit.
Well, let's see if we can get them on the phone.
Colin Harvey is one of sort of the Hollywood great legends. It's very hard to reach Harvey, but Ben can call him, and that's why it's great to be partners with a guy like Ben. That's just indicative of sort of the food chain that is Hollywood. Ben just picked up the phone, dialed, and we got him.
Bomber! What? I have missed you, but you know, it's so nice working for Paramount. I mean, it's so comfortable. And how long are you in town for? Obviously, you're doing the Oscars and stuff, right? Yeah, well, I just want to sit down with you and talk about the Greenlight budget and a few of the little things. Is that possible? Sunday morning is fine. Yeah, sure. 9 o'clock, great. You got it. My place, fine, sure. All right, great. Thanks, Harvey. All right, Harvey. Bye. All right, Sunday, 9 o'clock.
And what was amazing to me was we had not been able to speak to Harvey Weinstein or someone who can make a decision for a few weeks, and Ben did it in a second.
We can get 1.7. 1.7, the movie's great.
Yeah, because we're trying to cut it to 1.3. Yeah, I mean, doing the decathlon in a swimming pool just takes away.
It's fucking retarded.
Right.
In a swimming pool, the only danger is that you take a leak and they get a little red circle around you. I mean, there's nothing dangerous about a swimming pool.
No.
That's lame. We're not doing that. That's retarded.
I agree, dude, but I'm telling you, the three of us, and that's what I love about this moment. That's why I'm glad you're here.
Having done enough movies with them and seeing the kind of things they will spend that money on so freely, you know, it's like, that's bullshit.
Chris Moore's office?
Panic! Bing, 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 bing! Every fucking phone has Miramax.
John.
Fred.
What you doing?
Working, dude. I'm over at Jay and Bob.
I just got off the phone with Big Man.
Fuck. Why?
Because we gotta get this budget thing hammered out, dude, and we're getting the jerk around from you guys, so we gotta just...
You're not getting the jerk around, so what'd you do? You went over my head?
Right the fuck over your head, baby.
You guys suck.
Come on, dude.
I want to say that.
You guys suck.
Why? I just want to go in there and ask him if we get the money so we can start fucking doing this thing.
You went over my head. Hold on, don't move on yet. I'm still... You went around me.
For us to call Harvey was sort of saying, look, John, we just need an answer to this, and you're not giving it to us. And that's the subtext of it, and that's why John had to call back and say, look, don't do that to me. I would have given you the answer. I just needed to reach Harvey. And it's that weird thing where it was hard on John. But, you know, it works sometimes to go do that.
Oh, God, I can't believe you didn't call me first. I can't believe you didn't call me first and say we're calling Harvey.
I didn't think it was fair for Ben to put Harvey in a position where he had to make a decision without having all the information at his fingertips and just being presented the information by Ben. Now, if I would have known he was calling Harvey, which is fine too, at least I could have prepared him for it.
I can't believe you didn't call me
Well, I'm
first.
sorry, but I come into work and everyone's in a panic. Chris, boy, Jon Gordon fucking us.
That is such bullshit. John, that is such bullshit.
Jon Gordon stonewalling us.
John, I was there. I said don't. I said,
Wait, now you said don't? What's on tape? You never said don't?
I'm friends with Chris, in addition to working with him. Sometimes he lets his emotions get the better of him in order to get the job done.
You know, why don't you guys just do the meeting, and then you and Pete and Pat can all send me separate memos. Chris, you know I almost got a box of handkerchiefs and sent them to your office.
Why?
The one memo that I got, you were like, I don't know if Pete and I want to make this movie. And I was like, come on, man, it's $1 million movie, and you guys are making it like we're cutting the heart and guts out of it.
Dude, the thing is, aren't you used to the Chris Moore memos by now? He calls you and you're like, I'll call you back right after lunch, and you call him an hour later, he'll write you an email being like, well, I thought we were friends. I see now that you're the Judas in my life.
That's what he does. He writes memos like that, and then
That is both of you fuck off.
Chris Moore always writes these memos that are like wildly overdramatic and overstates everything. And when he types, he types like in all caps. You know what I mean? Like, this is a memo. Everybody should know that we do not believe in limiting artistic freedom, energy, and so forth.
I get your strategy completely. I know what you guys are doing.
But now we're doing a strategy?
Put Harvey on the spot. It's not fair. It's not right.
There's normal channels of operation, and he crossed the line too soon. We were still in the midst of having discussions of what the budget was, and you know, he picked up the red phone.
It's not a politically that cool of a thing to do, but what happens is you get like backed into a corner and frustrated, and you want to know what the fuck's going on.
I'm the person who has to go back to Harvey and say, this is the budget we said we were going to make the movie for, and this is what the team recommends the movie be made for.
Miramax puts you in that position where everybody else's job is to prevent you from getting to Harvey, and then if you call him directly, they're all upset because, you know, they didn't prevent you from getting to him.
Ben pulled the trump card, which I just thought, based on our relationship, was something that he just shouldn't have done. He's such a bastard, Ben Affleck.
$2 million is too much for the movie to be made for.
Bullshit! That'd be the cheapest fucking movie you guys make all year. Why is $2 million too much?
Guys, the movie was supposed to be $1 million movie.
All right, well, you
$1 million's not. I understand $1 million's not.
No, but you knew it was a flexible number. Come on, $2 million is a minimal investment, particularly.
All right, you want to know something? There's a conversation that we should all have when the cameras aren't on.
Fine.
Why?
Well, when we talk about it, you'll understand why.
Well, here, you're on with me. Why? Yeah, it's just me now. Well, tell me why. He's got a fear, which is kind of reasonable. Like, I'm gonna look like the bad guy studio executive in this documentary. I think he's probably got a natural fear of like letting out some facts about the process, which is like how they actually work, the mechanics of their business. Yeah, but I mean, if you think about a purely Miramax Films investment, it's still a really good investment.
The way most studios work is there are people who are in charge of the different territories that can generate money. The foreign side of Miramax felt that Stolen Summer as a script was not something they could sell. No cars blow up, there's no naked girls, there's not, you know, foreign is still very much like a commodity.
They can't make their money back on it.
Why don't we just sell it to somebody directly?
John and Ben discussed the option where you sell off the foreign rights to somebody. You say Miramax is going to release it in America, but you can have the rest of the world for $500,000.
All right, it's all blown off. All right. Cool.
That's awesome.
Okay, I got us $1.8 million.
Good work.
Great work.
Can we tell people that? I mean, do you feel confident
Done.
in your conversation
Done.
with
We
John?
can tell people that. It's $1.8 million. It's over.
All right, well,
this is not the movie I want to make. I quit the movie business. If you only give us $1 million, I quit the movie business. And I will go, if I can't get more money, I'll go home and shoot my wife. Please do not be alarmed by this memo. But I could hang myself this morning. If you find me, if you notice a smell from my office, it's my dead carcass.
Hi, guys.
Thank you.
Hey. We got Jon Gordon to agree to $1.8 million.
Hey.
So let's go to Chicago.
No, that's great.
Now I don't have to cry.
Oh man, I'm really pleased.
Now we got to make a good movie, gentlemen, because the fight was all about whether we'd have a good movie or not. Now we got to make a good movie.
I know you do.
Chris Moore sent me an email, and I see, sorry, this is bad news, that there was a misunderstanding, and the 1.8 million is now 1.5 million.
When Chris ran into John and Harvey at Academy Awards party, it was unequivocally stated that our budget is $1.5 million.
This is good news, except that everybody thought it was 1.8. Harvey didn't want to sell foreign, but he wants to support the movie, so Harvey said 1.5. Let's do it for 1.5. Let's do what we can to make it work in Chicago in '76, and that's what we're doing. It looks like it's going to work out great. I got $500,000 approved. In my world, that's good. That's awesome, Harvey. Thank you. And it's great for the movie. It's another, it's 50% raise. It's a good thing.
Creatively, the movie has to be 1976. So it's great that it got resolved.
That was the major battle for me at the beginning. Let's enjoy the small little victories. We're going to Chicago. I'm very excited about that. We're throwing out big names at the
Just got a response from Aidan Quinn.
Yeah?
He likes the script a lot, but he's got concerns. He has very real concerns.
What are his real concerns?
You as a first-time writer-director.
That's a legitimate concern.
Set up the meeting.
So he wants to meet, so we got to
But he wants to meet, that's fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
He's concerned about the 8 kids thing.
Yeah, he can go fuck himself on that.
He's gonna need back end, and he wants to potentially be part of the casting process for the kids.
Wow.
This is an awful lot he wants on a little movie. As a whole, there's kind of some control issues. This guy's directing the movie. He doesn't have confidence in him, so he wants to oversee him.
He's concerned.
I don't know if I like that.
We're talking about Aidan Quinn, obviously, and you just talked to Dottonville, so we wanted to get an idea of what we needed to do.
Yeah, I mean, they have a bunch of creative issues that they've come up with, some of which may have issue with, so I wanted to run them by you.
Okay.
Here are the things that they say are absolutely essential. He needs approval on the director of photography, approval on the female lead. He wants active participation in the casting sessions for the younger roles and meaningful consultation and connection with the kids who are in his family.
This is an actor that has a lot of experience, so he's just saying, listen, if I'm going to come to the table, I'm bringing a lot with me.
Well, go on. Is there more nightmare?
Let's see. He wants a dialect coach. He doesn't want to do it as a 20-day shoot and a 6-day work week. He wants a 25-day shoot and a 5-day work week.
Well, this is something we got to address right now. We can't do that.
Originally, the movie was budgeted with a 20-day schedule. Aidan Quinn thought that this shooting schedule should be 25 days, and that would cost more money.
Well, he knows that his schedule is a 20-day shoot. I think what he's saying is, first-time director, he's basically taking a paternalistic kind of view.
I mean, he was concerned about the shooting days for himself. He was more concerned for me and the whole movie.
I love that the guy's attempting to use his power to get me more time to make a better movie. And I appreciate Aidan Quinn for doing it. I'm going to lose Aidan Quinn over it, and it sucks.
It sounds like the one major thing we're saying no to is the shooting schedule, and that may be a hurdle that they don't want to get over.
Right, well, that we have to know immediately.
These are the choices. We can spend $190,000 to get Aidan by giving him 25 days, or we can lose Aidan.
I think we should go back and say it's going to be 20 days and see what they say.
Yeah. John, I don't want to pull out the tissue papers, but Aidan Quinn is the man.
I love Aidan Quinn.
Losing him would be a blow.
Yeah, but I don't want to lose Aidan Quinn, so,
It's going to be hard for him to get great actors. These actors are responding to his script, and then they're hearing about what kind of schedule they're going to make Pete shoot this thing in, and they're going, this is a car wreck.
You know, it is a rock and a hard place for Miramax. They gotta have a name they can release the picture with.
So the first thing I'd like to start with is my wife is pregnant.
What?
She's 10 weeks pregnant. So I figured I would pass that news on. We're very excited at the homestead.
Wow.
Shit, I got another kid coming. This movie better work.
First new message.
Hi, this is Steve Dontonville from William Morris, leaving a message for Chris Moore on Thursday afternoon. I just wanted to let you know that the deal is going south on Aiden on Stolen Summer. I'm not able to come to terms. He has another offer. Truly, he'd prefer to do this movie, but if I don't have an answer by 11 a.m. tomorrow morning, we're going to have to pass and move on to the other offer. All right, please get back to me. Bye-bye.
I'm gonna try to talk to Miramax.
Hello?
Hey, so have you heard anything that's going on with Aiden? I guess we have no word on the 25 days.
Right. And I don't know what their response was on that because we weren't able to say anything about schedule yet.
You know, if Miramax has no intention of doing the 25 days, I guess it doesn't really matter anyway, but...
Well, no, Barry Lipman was going to go back to them on potentially increasing the schedule to 25 days. We're waiting. That memo has gone to Harvey, and we're waiting to hear back on that.
Here's the thing that's very important for you guys to understand, that 11 a.m. tomorrow,
Yeah.
Aiden Quinn takes another movie.
Uh-huh. Wait, what's that?
11 a.m. tomorrow, Aiden Quinn takes another movie. It's something that he doesn't want to do, but it's offering him 30 times the money, and they're feeling insulted.
Right.
Just please, when you do talk to Harvey, you got to let him know that, if it's going to be a no, then tell us a no. But if it's going to be a yes, then it has to be first thing tomorrow morning, LA time.
We'll do everything we can to get the answer.
Okay. Hey, Hannah, it's Jeff calling for Michelle. Well, we've got 3 minutes till, so until the time when Aiden passes.
That's great. That's freaking great.
The reason that it came to the point where Aiden gave a deadline was Aiden was told by the producerial side that there were going to be a number of more days to shoot the movie. And then when crunch time came down, and all of a sudden Aiden found out that there were less days in the schedule, he understandably felt like all of a sudden unreasonable cuts were being made, when really he was provided with the wrong information.
Jon Gordon's office?
We're calling to find out about what's going on with Aiden Quinn.
Okay,
Did John ever reach Harvey?
I don't think they did. I know there's an appointment with Harvey on Monday at 12.
Okay,
So
good.
I think they're going to discuss it then.
See, we were under the impression that he was calling right now to get a hold of Harvey, to try to get an answer. Is that not?
He did try to call him, but he didn't get through. Because he's in Rome right now, traveling.
There's no phones in Rome.
Okay, so is John around?
He's not in his office right now.
I don't think they give a fuck about this movie.
Jeff and Pete were calling frantically, but I sort of felt like, they unmade the bed and then were calling up telling me to make my bed when they were the ones who came in and messed it up in the first place.
Basically, a no answer from Jon Gordon means F you to Aiden, and then he's going to pass.
Yes, no, I understand. I
don't mean that, right, but I just don't understand when someone says 11 o'clock and you give them, 18 hours to get to 11 o'clock, that 11 o'clock they're not around. That doesn't make sense. Maybe it's 11 o'clock Hawaii time.
When they started saying, we need to make a decision now, he's got to know, he's got to know, he's got to know, I felt we were put in a really unfair position. Making a decision to give somebody hundreds of thousands of dollars is not a decision that just gets made overnight. And it's not about, not being able to get somebody on the telephone. We were talking about a lot of money, and proportionally a lot of money compared to the budget that he was given for this movie. And if Aiden was going to have to walk over that, then I think they were going to have to live with that.
Okay, he's here. I'm just going to conference Michelle Fee as well. They both want to talk to you at the same time, so.
Can you let them know that we feel like we don't have time for that?
Okay, hold 1 second.
Thanks, Lauren.
Joe, will you pick up 2 and I'm gonna grab 1?
Jeff Bayless's office. Oh, Dontonville's on the other line.
Fuck! Tell him on with Miramax? You can't not take his call, because then that makes it look like we're pulling what they're pulling on us to him.
Can you just tell him I'm on with Miramax and I'm getting the answer?
Okay. Hi.
Hello.
So we're trying to get Harvey. John has tried Harvey like 3 times today. Because we are trying, we were trying to see if we can make the Aiden thing work, but if Aiden wants to walk away, we'll have to just deal with that.
If you guys want to,
Michelle, I know you've got the power to say 25 days. Just give it to us.
I do not have that power, which is why.
Michelle, I've
Not on
met
for
you.
so long.
I've seen your office. You've got the power.
I just found that Pete and Jeff were like being petulant. It was really incredible. I just got really aggravated with his behavior because I felt like he was given a tremendous opportunity. 2 months ago, you were about to pack up and go back to Chicago, and you're getting the chance to make a movie with a really talented group of people. And all of a sudden to be consistently whining that the process wasn't to his liking and decisions weren't being made on his timetable. I mean, it's just not the way it works.
We've done everything we possibly can, and
You know, I'm new at this. Does not having an answer at 11 o'clock, is that kind of a silent no? Or
no, it's just that we don't have an answer.
Okay. All right. I just don't understand. Aiden Quinn is the one that I want, and so then I'm going to end up losing Aiden Quinn because we couldn't even get a yes or a no. Seems like a weird way to run a company.
We're not a bank. We're not there saying, we need more money, give us the money. I mean, we're it's a movie studio. Harvey was in Rome producing the biggest movie that we've ever made. I think it was 3 o'clock in the morning in Italy, and I'm not picking up the phone for something that could wait.
All right, you want to grab me when you get some news? Always. Basically, I'm off for Chicago in 2 days, and Aiden hasn't signed on, but, I got to get going because I got to go make a movie.